Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Jade Ponce. I am a trans makeup artist and happy Pride Month. So it's officially June 2nd to be exact, and that marks the beginning of Pride Month. You guys, I am so excited. I've just been seeing so much love and support all over Instagram, all over social media, which you guys know it's been kind of crazy in the world lately. So it's kind of nice to feel that support and that love shown proudly throughout the world. So recently John had gotten me this really awesome shirt. It says together. I don't think he realized it, but these colors are trans visibility colors, trans pride colors. I'm really not a rainbow kind of girl, but I definitely wanted to show my pride and show my love for the community by repping some trans visibility. You see I got my one blue eye, my one pink eye, we're ready. So since it's Pride Month, I figured why not kind of recap everything. So I really don't talk about a whole lot of trans related issues here on my channel anymore. I've kind of been stuck in like this stealthy kind of lifestyle, which is something that I've always wanted, to be stealth. For you, those of you that don't know what stealth is just to blend in, to be stealthy, to not have my gender be like the forefront of everything. But with that, I kind of lost my pride, my excitement for being trans. It's who I am, it's who I'm always gonna be. So I figured what better way to show my pride this month than give you guys a little recap of my journey, starting from all the way when I thought I was gay until I decided to come out as trans. So if you're ready for kind of a long story, I don't know if it's gonna be a long story. So if you're ready to go down memory lane with me, then just keep on watching. So my journey kind of starts off in middle school. I never really thought about my sexuality a whole lot. I just was me growing up. I never like really thought about it until I got to middle school. You know, hormones are kicking in, everybody's going through the change. This sun is ridiculous. We're gonna skip 6th grade. I was just being me, living life. When I was younger, I moved around a lot. I never was really at the same school more than a year, from kindergarten all the way through 7th grade. So in 7th grade, that's when things started to change for me. I started getting more friends and talking to people more, being more social. Up until then, I was just so shy. I was always the new kid. I never really felt comfortable anywhere. So my 7th grade year really changed my life. That's really the first time I stayed out of school consecutively. I just started talking more, making more friends, just being more of myself, which was great, but that kind of came with a lot more issues. I started to be attracted to men and didn't find myself attracted to females. I was pretty lucky. A lot of my friends really just accepted me for who I was. Even the people that didn't like me, they just kind of accepted me for who I was. Don't get me wrong. Middle school was the worst. I absolutely hated it. I did get bullied, but not in the traditional sense. I was just kind of ignored. Middle school is hard for everybody, so I just tried to really stick with my friends, just do what I was supposed to do. 8th grade, I joined cheer. That opened up so many more doors with me. I met so many people and just so many new friends, and that really just gave me the confidence, like going into high school, to just be myself. At that point, I didn't even know what trans was. If you were male and you liked another male, you were gay, you know, and everyone said that to me, so I just kind of thought like that's what I was. That was before the trans movement was really big. I didn't really know. I didn't have any like figures that were big enough to where that it really made an impact in my life. I came out to my mother in 8th grade. I don't remember how I told her. Actually, I don't think I told her. I think someone else told her, and she had confronted me about it, which is I mean, I probably would have taken forever to tell her, so at the end of the day, I'm glad she knew. She was always supportive. My family, I'm just so very blessed to have such a supportive family and close friends. Like, I truly can't thank them enough. So, like I said, I came out in 8th grade as a gay male, and I kind of lived in that little label until all the way through high school. I had a really cool high school experience. I was cheer captain, I was dance captain, I was in a bunch of extracurriculars. I had a great group of friends. I was friends with kind of everybody. I wouldn't really bully people in my high school. Everyone just kind of stuck to themselves. If you really had a problem, you just fought the person. So I really just did my thing in high school. I just was who I was. I didn't really stress about it. I didn't really date in high school either until I got older. Guys that age are just awful. No offense if you are that age, but they are. Things really didn't start changing for me until after I graduated. Going into my freshman year of college, I tore my meniscus. I had to have surgery. There was a complication. I was out for a lot longer than I thought I was, and that kind of like began my spiral. I just kind of went into depression and really lost myself for a few years. I talked all about it in a previous video about my anxiety. I was a literal shut-in for a year. So if you want to know that, I'm gonna link it down below. It really wasn't until I decided to come out as trans to my family that things changed for me. Before, I never really felt like myself. No matter what I did, I was just never myself. I just felt so uncomfortable in my skin, and it caused me to not be social and to get anxiety even worse and depression even worse, and I was in denial. I was scared. It was all so new to me. But I remember seeing a documentary on trans people on, I think it was Oprah, and I remember watching it and I was like, oh my god, that's me. Like this little kid that was born a boy but like felt like a girl. I was like, wow, hashtag relatable. Like that's my life. And then it like kind of everything clicked for me. I just remember flashing back and like thinking like every time I went under a bridge, like when you drive under a bridge, I would like wish I was a girl. I remember blowing on my birthday cake at 5 years old and wishing I was a girl, and I don't know how I blocked those out of my head, but it kind of like shocked me, and it made me realize like this is truly who I'm supposed to be. For those of you that don't know, I grew up in Las Vegas. Things are a lot different there. You would think that it would be really open and inclusive, which it absolutely is. Vegas is such a diverse place, but it's kind of different when you start transitioning and you have a lot of friends and you have guy friends and you have to tell them all, and they all either are with it or not, you know, and you know, I lost a lot of friends. One of the hardest things about living in Las Vegas is that people knew me from before. People talk, even though it's a big city, it's a small city and everyone knows kind of everything, and I just never really felt safe there. I do remember a night where we went out for a friend's birthday, and mind you, like we always went out. At this point, I was presenting as female, had been openly trans for a while now, and we went to the same spots, and I never really had an issue until one night we went to the club that we used to always go to. It was like in Half Hour's place, and the manager's like, I'm sorry, I can't let you in, and I'm like, what? Like, I have my ID here, and they're like, well, I'm sorry, your picture doesn't match your ID, and that's a new policy that we're doing. And I was like, you guys know me, I come here all the time, like it's not like I'm new. And you guys, this was in front of so many people, and it was so embarrassing to be turned away like that just for the way that I look. And I just remember looking at the guy and like trying not to cry because there was just literally so many people there, and my friends grabbed me and they were like, whatever, we absolutely don't need this place. And we left, and we ended up going to a friend's house. At this point, it was pretty early in the morning. I would say probably 5 a.m. 6 a.m. and we've been up drinking at this point. We were like smoking hookah, we were with friends, until a friend of a friend came in, and I just remember sitting on like the living room floor and him coming in and asking me like, what are you doing here? I was like, what? Like it didn't, like I thought he wasn't being serious. I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, I can't, oh my god, it was so long ago, but he was just like, what are you doing here? And you could just tell like he was so upset. And this guy has a past. He's committed crimes before. I don't judge. I know a lot of people. I grew up in the hood. I'm from Vegas. So like that stuff doesn't bother me, but I just like had such an uneasy feeling, and the way that he was looking at me, I've never had anybody look at me like that. I've never had anybody treat me like that. And he just kept going on like, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? I was like, you know me, I'm here. I was like, I don't know. And then he pulls out a gun and he puts it to my face and like literally puts a gun to my face, and he's like, what are you doing here? Like he's going off, and I'm like, I'll leave. Like I don't need to be here. I was like, I'll leave right now. And I didn't know what to say. I was just like looking at him like, are you serious? Like I could not believe it. And the people that I were with, I really don't talk to them anymore because they kind of just sat there and didn't say anything. And I mean, I'm sure everyone was scared. There was a gun in my face and they were probably scared of being hurt. But like, I remember just getting up and just leaving fast and them saying things, and I just cried. I just like broke down and I just got so scared, and like the wave of all the emotions kind of hit me at once. And I remember like it was in the same apartments as I lived in. So I ran home. I just like busted the door open and I'm like crying and I'm like, Mom, we need to move. We need to leave. Because they lived in our same apartment complex and I just couldn't, like, I was drunk at the time too, and I was just like so like, so much emotion in me, and I just remember crying and falling asleep. Next thing I know, one of my best friends is like knocking my door and she's crying, and it was her friend that did this to me. And you could just tell like she felt absolutely horrible. She was sleeping when it happened and she had no idea, and I just remember her crying and I was just like in shock at that point. Not that long after, I had decided to leave Las Vegas. So much had happened at that point. I got into a really bad car accident, lost one of my best friends, stopped talking to her, and it rocked my world. It literally changed everything, and I just needed to get out of there. It was just like so much negativity there, I just needed to leave. So I moved to Pennsylvania May 2014, and one of the best things about moving here was that no one knew me. No one knew me. No, like walking down the street was nothing. I am very blessed to look the way that I do. So if you don't really know me, you don't really know that I'm transgender, and you don't know, like I don't usually have an issue with walking down the street and hearing things called to me and people calling me names. Like I'm very blessed to have it that way, and I'm very lucky. I know. I know because I have so many friends that aren't as far along as their transition, or wasn't as blessed to look a little bit more feminine and actually have an issue going to the bathroom and going to the store, walking down the street, everything like that, finding a job. That's why it's so frustrating when things trans related happen in the news, like bathroom bills and all this stuff. It's because like we're not here to harm you. We're just trying to pee. We're just trying to go to the bathroom. We're just trying to live our lives. Like, it's insane to me. Like, I don't have that much concern for what other people are doing in their life. Like, I'm trying to make my own dreams happen and go to work and be with my family and my loved ones and my boyfriend. Like, that's what I'm focused on, not what you're doing with your own life. I came out as trans 2012, 2013, and didn't start hormones until I moved here. I really didn't have the money for them in Vegas. I didn't have the resources. There's a great place out here called the Mazzoni Center. It's in Philadelphia. I'm about 2 hours away from there. So one time my mother drove me up, and they participate in informed consent. What informed consent is, it's just giving your doctor consent, saying that you know what you're doing, this is something that you want to do, you've thought about it. I've lived presenting female 24/7 for years at this point. So I was able to sign on the dotted line and get hormones. That like unlocked like a whole nother level in my transition. Up until that point, I felt like I really didn't need them. I felt like I was fishy and I had makeup, and looking back, I'm just like, girl. If you're curious about what hormones did to me, I'm gonna link my playlist of hormone updates down below, and also my most recent videos. One thing that I've always been conflicted with is being stealthy. I just want to fit in. So like I said, I constantly struggle with that little battle of wanting to be a voice for the community, but also wanting to just live my life and not deal with the drama. But I've come to realize that this is who I am. It's not changing. And when I have other trans girls reach out to me and tell me like how much I inspire them or anything, just that I'm beautiful, or if they're struggling and they need advice and I can help them, like that literally makes me so happy. It like gives me like this whole feeling that I'm meant to do more. I'm not a hardcore activist of picketing, and that's just not who I am. I will try my absolute best, but the best thing I could do is just be me proudly. And if you like me, you're gonna like me. If you don't, you don't. I can't force you to. You gotta live your life, and I'm gonna live mine. I started dating my first long-term boyfriend. You guys, it took me until I was, how old am I, 26? It took me until I was 24 to find a real guy that loves me for me. It doesn't feel like I'm literally some sex toy or a porn star, like, or a prostitute. I've been with some crappy guys. With John, it's really not a factor in our relationship. Like, we definitely talk about it, but it's not something that's like in the middle or the forefront of our entire lives. I'm very blessed to have his family and friends accept me and welcome me into their family. Like, that means so much to me. Like, I always wanted to be like the girlfriend and go to places and meet his friends, and that's who I am, and it's like it's a really good feeling. To kind of wrap up my journey, I just think in the way of writing a letter to my little self. Little Joey that felt like no one was gonna love her. She was never gonna live a normal life. She had to do things for love, how to compromise herself for love, and that's just not the case. I would just tell myself and other LGBT youth out there that it does get better. You have to fight for it. You have to want it to be better. You have to make changes for it to be better. And I know things are hard, and you could be in a completely different scenario where you're not safe at home, you don't have that support, you don't have those people in your life that accept you. And number one, that's sad, and I'm sorry, but we live in a time where we have the internet, which is an amazing gift, and you can reach out to me, you can reach out to other girls who are like you. Like, we're everywhere now. Like, you are not alone. And that's how I felt back then. I was like, I was alone, and I was in this journey by myself, and that's just not the case. When I started transitioning, I met so many girls on Tumblr. Oh my God. Like, that's such a great community. And I started posting on YouTube and Instagram, and I just met more and more people, and that's like one thing I wish I could show myself is like, there's so much support out there. Look for it. You just have to find it. And I know it takes some time, and you might go through hard times, but you're not alone. I'm here. You have people that love you. When I first made my first YouTube video, it was about me coming out as trans. Like, that kind of marks the start of my transition and my time on YouTube. It's been so long. It's probably been 6 years now that I've been on YouTube, and sometimes I get wrapped up. It's been like 6 years on YouTube, and I should be so much bigger, and I should do this, this, and this. But really, that's not why I started. I mean, I definitely want to grow, and I want to do much bigger things, but I started posting on YouTube to reach out to my community and share myself and to connect with people and form these relationships that I saw people having online. And I just spent most of my life hiding who I was, and I just wanted to share it. Like, I just felt like I've just gone through so much, and I'm me and you're you, and the world deserves to hear your story. And that's like what I'm all about. I say at the end of every video, remember to keep your happiness first, because for so long I didn't. I was afraid of what my family was going to say, what friends were going to say, the people that weren't my friends, my associates, what they were going to say. I really didn't start living my life until I was like, I need to do something for me. I can't live my life like this. I need to be born. Be born. I need to live my life. Like, we only get one life here, and we only have one shot, so I want to make the most out of it. I want to experience everything, and I want to take it in and feel it. I neglected myself for so long, and I won't do it anymore, and you really shouldn't either. I spent a lot of time deleting past pictures of myself, and I didn't want anybody to know, but I want to share those and let you guys know, like, I'm going through it the same way as you guys. I'm learning, I'm making mistakes, I'm trying to get better. So that was my journey. I hope it made sense. I talked a lot, you know, sometimes it's just like word vomit when I come on here. At the end of the day, know that I love you. Know that you have a place here on my channel if you need someone to talk to, or just say something. Just say something out into the world. Just comment down below. Reach out to me if you need help or advice. And if I can't help you, I will point you to someone that can. I promise. I want to say thank you for just riding with me, and you guys, like, this is crazy. Think about how far I've come, and it's really thanks to you guys giving me constant love and support. I truly just can't say thank you enough. So yeah, that's my life in a little nutshell. I want to thank you guys for taking the time out and watching this video. Please comment down below what you want to see next. Don't forget to follow me on all my social media so we can stay friends. I love you guys more than anything so much, and remember to keep your happiness first. Bye guys, see you soon. Be proud.